that far out anyway, Greg. I mean, he can work for a better shot than that. And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And really, a few more of those, and this game could be over.
And here's the fast break. LeBron leading the way. Love with a wide open look. It's hauled in by the Bulls. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Rose dishes to Gibson. Puts it up from 12. The Cavaliers pull it in. James has got his third rebound tonight. Cleveland with a very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22-19 away from home.
And back to the Cavs and their road play. Teams with a lot of new players coming in can struggle early. It's especially evident when playing on the road.
You talk about being streaky on the road. That's what the Cavs were. I mean, could rattle off 4 wins on the road in a row, then come back empty from their next road trip. They did seem, though, to get stronger and more steady as the season went on.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Mozgov, he's checked in for Love. Smith comes in for Shumpert. And it's Williams in for Kyrie Irving. Richard Jefferson, he's checked. Rose has got his second basket.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Rose, a screen on Thompson. Right side, Rose. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. 6 points for Derrick Rose.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play him.
Williams for 3. Nice tee from Rose. Bulls trail by 12. Here's Butler. Rips down the breakaway slam.
You know, guys, when you push it hard like that on the break, those are the easy buckets that'll be waiting for you.
Got a piece of it. Gibson with the steal. And here they go. Floats one up. Tipped away. The Cavaliers leading by 10.
And, you know, guys, Taj Gibson now is 6 full seasons in the NBA. Already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
Rose against Williams. Gibson with the screen on Williams. Gibson setting the pick for Rose. He kicks it to Dunleavy. Shot clock at 6. Three-pointer. Butler. Mozgov grabs the board. For Cleveland, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. That shot wide open. Smith's got 5 points so far.
You know, he's going to continue to bury those if that's how they're going to D him up.
Here's Butler, and a strong finish with 2 hands.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And, Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
Timeout called, Cleveland. Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, the 111 first-place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Pau Gasol, he's checked in for Noah. Which comes in for Taj Gibson. Tony Snell's checked in for Mike Dunleavy. And it's Brooks in for Derrick Rose. Gasol, a screen on Shumpert. Butler kicks to Gasol. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
You know, looking back to Rose's MVP award, his stats were on another planet that year. He was only the 3rd player to record 2,000 points and 600 assists in a single season since 1973. The other 2, LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
You know, in talking about D-Rose, I don't think the individual awards mean much to him. He's about trying to help his team win championships. And that's the kind of mindset he has to continue to display.
Well, Kevin Love certainly is one of the best passing big men in the league.
Bulls trail by 15. Now Brooks looking for his first basket still in this one. Here's Mirotic, and he jams it with authority. Cleveland's gotten half their shots from three-point range to go down in the second quarter. 3 of 6 from downtown. Again, James missing.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. Here's Irving. Lead pass was put in just the right spot. Irving's got 12 in the game.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
LeBron against Brooks. Pass to Snell. Leans from outside. That one off the back iron and out.
Not really necessary with nobody on you. I mean, why put yourself off balance on that shot when you're wide open?
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks. Brooks has got 4 assists in the game. Outside Irving. Fires from deep. An absolute bomb from three-point range. 15 points in the game.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
And their defensive rotations have been non-existent.
From deep. And that's not going to go. And
Kevin, I have
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And an exciting time of the year as the first game of the regular season is halfway through. What a game it's been for Kyrie Irving. He ended up with 15 points, 2 steals, and 2 assists. His opening period tonight, right on par with his performance last game out, which was outstanding. Kenny, your thoughts?
Perimeter defense is priority numero uno. They got to be quicker to close out on the three-point shooters, and you got to prevent the open looks. They weren't fighting through screens. They're just not doing enough, Ernie, especially outside.
Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll see you again at the...
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
Checking out the group for David Blatt to start the second half. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Amon Shumpert is out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Mozgov in at the 5. And he gets the bucket. And that's 18 points for Kyrie Irving.
That's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Let's face it, the defense is a step slow. You've got to take away the airspace.
Here's Dunleavy. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Cleveland leading by 17. Well, last season would be one where Kevin Love played a different role, saw his numbers decline, but that was, I think, especially with LeBron and Kyrie, much better players than he ever had in Minnesota. That was to be expected.
It's a great point, Kevin. And Love dropped about 10 points per game in terms of his output. The field goal percentage as well as three-point percentage was down, but still, he traded it all to be on a winning team. And I really feel like his numbers will start to go up as he makes the adjustment to playing with great players.
Good point. Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in.
Timeout. Timeout. Start it.
Chicago calls timeout.
And for Kevin Love, such a big part of that Minnesota Timberwolves franchise. I mean, they drafted him 5th overall back in 08, and really he had been their catalyst his entire career. Even last year when he decided he finally wanted, he helped the Wolves land Andrew Wiggins in the trade that shook the league.
It's taken away by Smith. Gasol with the steal. Up the floor. And Dunleavy gets it to go in. Dunleavy's got 7 points in the game.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He told Gasol that he wants their offense to run through him. Coach said the first thing they should be thinking about is getting the ball in his hands and letting him lead the way on each and every possession. He also wants to see a patient offense, work for the shot, move the ball around, and as he told them, quote, if you don't see a good shot, find someone who does. Clearly some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks, Doris. Well, Kevin Love, and we've kind of gone over some things in Minnesota with Greg, but Clark, Kevin Love probably wasn't long for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, it was time for fresh scenery, and that's why the Cavs offered up the house, including Wiggins, who eventually became Rookie of the Year, for the chance to get Love.
And oh, here we go. Dunleavy's got it, the fast break chance. Rose, no good.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
The shot by Butler, nobody around. Carries it from three-point range. Butler's got 9.
He just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
It's incredible to think that Pau Gasol last year set a career high in points in a game for as long, Clark, as he's played. He had that 46-point game in January.
Yeah, that's 46 points for Pau to go with 18 rebounds. I mean,
right.
You rarely see a player of his age putting up a career high like that.
Chicago making a switch here. Gibson's checked in. Then for the Cavaliers, Anderson Varejão's checked in for Mozgov. And it's Williams in for Kevin Love. Bulls trail by 18. Rose kicks to Gasol. Rose against Irving. Rose goes in. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Rose has got 8 points.
And with Powell, that 46-point game, he became the oldest player to get 45 beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game. And a final point, guys, with Powell's career game. It's crazy to think that he did it while not being the first offensive option. I mean, he had been the go-to guy with his time in Memphis for so long.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc.
For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau and the Bulls front office. Surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
Mirotic is checked in for the Bulls. Brooks comes in for Derrick Rose. Here's Irving. Can't hit. Now Chicago takes it the other way.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team and the way they approach the game. No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Brooks misses. The Cavaliers leading by 20. Here's James. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. From deep. Again, James missing.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
They grab their own miss. Here's Butler. Can't get it to go. Excellent D there from Williams. From half court, it's tipped. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. At the 4, it's Gasol with Noah at the 5. Derrick Rose is out there with Brooks. And it's Mirotic in at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Wide open look. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Mirotic has got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for Chicago. From midcourt, it's all in by the Bulls.
Yeah, real nice shot selection there. I guess he's working on his buzzer beater form.
That's a reach, but perhaps that is the case. And maybe he was trying to knock a bird off of the scoreboard.
Is about right. Because I still can't figure that one out.
No, and I see no birds up there.
No.
Out left to the wing. Rose gets a wide open look. And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, nothing wrong with fighting for the rebound, but he gets nailed with the over-the-back call.
And, Greg, you know I was an offensive rebounder in my day. And I like that kind of aggressive play. But he's got to do a little better job of trying to get position earlier in that case.
That's a good point. Positioning is so vital when you're trying to rebound the basketball, and that's something.
Good! What a shot!
There's been a huge discrepancy between these teams in their effectiveness from the three-point line.
It has been pronounced, no doubt about it. Definitely a big factor to this point in the game.
Gasol, it's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 9 assists now tonight. Irving with it, and Rose picks him up defensively.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
In the corner, it's Dunleavy. They get the rebound.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession.
I just got some roots and a new track.
Bulls trail by 15.
Timeout. Started.
Chicago calls timeout. Some people think LeBron's athleticism, Clark, has declined over the last few years. He might be the first to admit it. He still looks terrific, though.
Well, he's, that's a natural progression for any player,
Sure.
even if you are LeBron. But he's still an elite athlete by NBA standards.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He let his players know that they've got to do a better job on defense. He said they're scoring any way they want. We've got to show some pride here. Let's make a stand defensively, get us stops, and get on a run of our own. Do they have it in them, Kevin?
Fades. And Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist by Rose. And that's now 18 points for Pau Gasol.
And remember the quote from LeBron on the subject. Obviously, I'm not the 18-year-old kid that I was before, but I can still do the things I need to be successful.
The Cavaliers leading by 13. Irving with it, and Rose picks him up defensively.
Tell you what, the defense has nothing to worry about out there with him shooting. I mean, he can't dial it in from deep this half at all.
Snell from outside. The Bulls keep it alive. Well, Cleveland shooting 55% from the floor. They're feeling very confident offensively. Got that one up quick. Irving's got 11 in the second half.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Love the mentality there, I tell you. I know I've never coached, but, man, playing to win and being aggressive even with the lead as opposed to being safe and going into prevent offense, I'll take the former all day long. Play to win.
And, you know, LeBron was just so far ahead of everyone in the league when he was young. I mean, even a LeBron who has lost a step is more athletic than 95% of our league.
Rose passes to Gasol. Rose a screen on Love. Here's Snell, guarded by Shumpert. Here's Rose. And the shot falls short this time.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
And finished off by Shumpert.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Noah with a screen on Irving. On its way from Rose for two. Rose with another miss. The Cavaliers leading by 19 points. And on the way from Irving for three. Good, and the assist goes to James. James has got his 5th assist in this one. And guys, for everything we've said about Kyrie Irving over the years, now let's talk about maybe another area, and that is his willingness to give up the ball. LeBron came to town at the beginning of last season. Kyrie didn't even flinch at the prospect of being 1B to 1A. To me, that was a very selfless way of giving the mantle of that team over to LeBron.
I agree with you, and there was some question as to whether Kyrie would be able to do that at this point in his career, but ultimately that's what champions do. Kobe did it for Shaq. Robinson did it for Tim Duncan. That's really what great players do.
Smith wide open. He fires. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Bulls trail by 19.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Cavaliers.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
They sure did, Kevin. Every time they left a man open deep, he'd get a good look at the basket.
Yeah! What a
Smooth
shot.
jazz music right there. Boom! Always a threat, guys. Three-point land that time was seriously expanded in the gym range.
Way beyond the line there. That's just a sweet stroke.
And Gibson kicks to Mirotic. They get it back. Nice shot by Portis.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Here's Dellavedova. Mirotic grabs the miss. Chicago's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Brooks dishes to Mirotic. Goes back up. And it's laid in by Gibson.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
And they've just done a great job of keeping this crowd out of the game. And we're getting closer to victory. The crowd's getting quieter.
And there's not a whole lot for them to be cheering about anymore. I mean, their guys got it handed to them.
The Cavaliers have gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the fourth, right around 46-47%.
I tell you what, he'll get some of those hustle points if he keeps boxing out like that.
To the left wing, here's Mirotic. The putback stayed with it, but they couldn't get it to fall. Smith. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. This crowd.
Thank you, Kevin. I'm here with J.R. Smith. We got to see your offense in full effect here tonight. Seems like everyone on this team is really on the same page.
I definitely think so. You know, we got a lot of great players on our team, a lot of people who can score, and hopefully we can just keep building on it.
JR, appreciate the time as always. Kevin?
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. And coming up next, the postgame show with Ernie Johnson, Shaq, and Kenny the Jet.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
I mean, you know, this dude is a composed, mature leader. Along with all that mental strength, he's got such an incredible feel for the game. He runs the floor, he passes beautifully, and he can shoot from lights out from anywhere on the court.
Just an unreal performance for him in so many ways. That was a player at the absolute top of his game. It's hard to imagine someone being any more dominant than he was tonight.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.